Hello and welcome. So today, we're talking about how AI in the classroom is moving way beyond just being a glorified to-do list checker. We're really digging into a major shift, from seeing AI as a simple time saver to using it as a true creative partner. It's an innovation engine, not just for you, but for your students too.
So let's just start with this. A huge question. What if you could automate all those tedious tasks that eat up your time and, at the same time, use that newfound freedom to completely reinvent your most ambitious, most creative lessons? That's the real promise we're going to explore.
All right, first things first. Before we jump into all the big, exciting, creative ideas, let's talk about efficiency. Because let's be real, AI's most immediate, tangible impact is as your new, incredibly powerful teaching assistant, one that's ready to help you clear that to-do list.
Okay, this is so important to get right from the start. AI is absolutely incredible for suggesting ideas, whipping up first drafts, and saving you a ton of time. But, and this is a huge but, it can't understand the unique vibe of your classroom. It doesn't know your students, their quirks, their needs, and it definitely can't replace your professional judgment. Think of it this way. AI is the powerful tool, but you are always the expert in the room.
Here's a perfect example of a quick win. We all know how vital parent communication is, but man, it takes up a lot of time. So imagine this. Using a tool like Magic School, you create your own custom email assistant. You just pick a starting tool, give it a simple name like Quick Parent Emailer, and then you tweak the instructions. You tell it the tone you want, the key details you always include, and just like that, you've built a personal time-saving machine for one of your biggest tasks.
All right, so now that we've clawed back some of our precious time, we get to the really fun part, using that time to innovate the student experience. This is where AI stops being just an assistant and becomes a real collaborator in creating lessons that are truly unforgettable.
Okay, possibility number one. Imagine this. Instead of another boring review sheet for a novel, you feed a study guide to an AI and ask it to generate a whole interactive escape room. All of a sudden, reviewing key plot points and characters isn't a chore, it's a game. Students are working together, solving literary puzzles to escape the room. How cool is that?
Or what about this for history class? You can create custom chatbots that let your students have guided conversations with historical figures. You prompt the AI to embody, say, Thomas Jefferson, and now your students can ask questions and explore ideas in a safe, interactive space. You've just turned a static history lesson into a dynamic, personal interview.
We can even use AI to teach modern skills like media literacy. Your students can take their book club discussions or their research and turn them into polished podcast episodes. An AI tool can generate a starting outline, which acts as a scaffold. It teaches them structure and flow, so they can focus on the really creative work of writing, recording, and collaborating on a final product.
Now, beyond the creative stuff, AI can be an incredibly profound tool for student support. Social stories are a perfect example. These are just short, simple narratives that help students, especially those with social-emotional needs, understand tricky social situations. They break it all down: what's happening, who's there, and what to expect. It's a fantastic way to lower anxiety and build social confidence.
And this workflow, this is where the real magic happens. You can generate a personalized story for a student's specific need in one tool. Then, you can use an integrated image generator to create visuals for each part of that story. You combine the text and images, and in just a few minutes, you've created a powerful, concrete, and totally reusable resource to support a student who really needs it.
So we've seen some pretty amazing possibilities, right? But this brings us to what is, without a doubt, the most important point of this entire explainer. For all the incredible things AI can do, the most powerful and essential tool in any classroom is, and always will be, you. So here is the absolute bottom line. The thing you have to remember: no AI output is ever a finished product. It's a first draft. It's a suggestion. It is always just a starting point. It's your professional expertise that takes that rough draft and refines it, aligns it to your goals, and makes it truly meaningful for your kids.
And listen to this quote from Dr. Michelle Casorla. It points to that next level of using this technology. The goal isn't just using AI, it's getting our students to reflect on how they used it. That process, that metacognition,
just thinking about their own thinking, is what turns them from being passive users into being critical, AI-literate thinkers.
So please, never ever forget, you are the magic. AI can't bring humanity to teaching. It can't build a classroom culture where students feel safe to fail. It doesn't know your students and what makes them tick. It can't give that empathetic feedback that leads to real growth. AI is an amazing tool, but it's one that you wield with the hardened expertise that only a teacher has.
Okay, so to wield that tool like a pro, you have to learn to speak its language. So let's get practical and talk about prompting. We're going to break down exactly how you can guide the AI to give you the great results you're looking for. Not just sometimes, but every time.
You know, it really comes down to a pretty simple formula. A great prompt has 4 key parts. First, the task. What do you want it to do? Create something, summarize. Next, the context. Tell it the grade level, the subject, maybe specific student needs. Then, the format. Do you want a bulleted list, a table, a rubric? And finally, the constraints. Things like tone of voice, a specific word count, or a reading level. Nailing this structure turns you from a casual user into a precise director.
Let's see exactly what this looks like. A prompt like make an exit ticket for fractions is okay, it's good, but it's vague, so you get a pretty generic result. Now, look at the best prompt on the right. It specifies the grade, the exact topic, the types of questions, and even the tone. See the difference? The quality of the AI's output is directly tied to the quality of your input. Specificity is your superpower here.
All right, finally, let's tie all of this back to established best practices. AI isn't some strange new island. It's a powerful bridge to support proven frameworks like Universal Design for Learning, or UDL, and Self-Regulated Learning, or SRL. It's about helping you truly design for every single learner in your room.
So what is Universal Design for Learning? Well, at its heart, UDL is an inclusive teaching framework. It's all about removing barriers by being flexible. It means offering students multiple ways to take in information, multiple ways to show what they know, and multiple ways to get and stay engaged in their learning.
And this is where AI becomes a total powerhouse for inclusive teaching. It hits all the UDL principles. For representation, it can generate content in different ways: text, audio, simplified language. For action and expression, it can help you build things like choice boards, giving students options. And for engagement, it can create customized tutors or help structure those all-important reflection checkpoints. It gives students the tools to take real ownership of their learning journey.
So, we've seen how AI can be your assistant, your innovation partner, and a powerful tool for building a more inclusive classroom. But in the end, it all comes back to you. The AI is just the tool. You are the architect. So the real question, the one I want to leave you with, is this: what will you build?